Yeah, hello and welcome to another update video about Alchemy Pay. It's been a while that I made the last video. At the time, we had a good opportunity here, or the market had an opportunity here. We were exactly here, I think on the 6th of April, yeah, where it was looking a bit like that we were making here an ascending triangle. We were holding above this ascending trend line, but I outlined that only if we break really above this red line here at 4.5 cents, we can see more significant upside potential. Now that never happened. And of course that if we break this ascending trend line, we are going to see a move down, which in the end, then you can see how relevant these trend lines can be. So we moved down, we actually moved below the previous swing low, very bearish. We even moved below the 88.7% Fibonacci retracement level here at 2.3 cents, even more bearish. And we even are already here at the support level that I defined, the next support level. I can't remember where I defined that. It might have been in a live stream. It might have been, no, I don't know. I think it was in a live stream. So we're already here at this 1.4 cent level. And my view is we are going to fall below that, because all that needs to happen now is Bitcoin doing another drop, which I expect anyway sooner or later, to finish the overall correction off. Then I think this will smash Alchemy Pay down once more, I think quite brutally, to be honest. I think this could then, where can it take Alchemy Pay? Let's take a look. We have to do for that, we can add the VPVR. And what do we see in terms of volume profile? So luckily, and that is really good, luckily, historically here, if you see the whole history here, you can see that exactly here is where the main support actually begins. Unfortunately, we dropped below this support peak here. But this is now where all the massive support begins, which is good. You can see that here there is a spike at around 0.5 of a cent. So here there should be massive support. Should we really lose that? I know these sound like shocking price levels, but I wouldn't be surprised if we actually see them. Bear in mind, in the last bear, well, it wasn't even the last bear market actually, it was in 2020. Here in December 2020, we actually saw prices of around 0.3 cents. So don't be too surprised if we drop a little bit lower. I think for Alchemy Pay this is absolutely realistic, given the current price level where we are already, given here that we are very close to a key support. And if we lose this, yeah, I think we can get fairly quickly here to the next major support level that will be around 0.5 of a cent. Psychologically, the 1 cent level will of course be relevant as well. So this would be the next one, and then the 0.5 cent level. Now, I don't think we are going to hold the current level, not in a market where there is so much selling pressure and in a market where currently the altcoins are getting really, really hammered down. Now, it has dropped below that 88.7% Fib level. This is obviously the level where it has to recover, ideally, to do a quick recovery. Dropping below it is not a disaster, but it should then, when the other cryptos recover, it needs to recover as well. Yeah. So as I said, when a crypto drops below that level, it's not good, but it also doesn't mean that it has to die. It just means that it's one other point is it's not too much of a problem, because the previous swing high here so far, or the previous all-time high, that was a lower high. So we've made a higher high here in the last bull run, which is good. XRP, for example, did the opposite. XRP made a lower high in this bull run. But as long as it then recovers in the next move up, it should all be good. It needs to move fast back up in that case. And then we need to see if in the next move up, in the next bull run, it will actually make a higher high or just a lower high. If it only makes a lower high when other cryptos make higher highs, then that's another reason for concern. But so far, I'm not too worried. Alchemy Pay naturally is more risky and more volatile because it is a smaller crypto. That is just what happens with these lower market cap cryptos. Yeah, we need to be aware of that. Currently, looking here at the imminent short term, what are we doing? For me, this is looking like a bearish flag that we're currently forming here. Something we've seen here across the board for many cryptos at the moment. So you can see very clearly defined a flagpole, and then we have here so-called bear flag, which might have already been broken now. It's not very clear, not very easily to define here. You could say, right, we've got an ascending wedge here with a fake out. That seems to be the most likely one, or here a broadening ascending wedge, which also would be rather bearish. So overall, I think we are going to head here further down unless we see a sudden recovery in the market. But even then, Alchemy Pay has a lot to recover. First of all, Alchemy Pay would need to move back above 2.2 cents, so back into the target area for the, actually that was the original overall target area to complete this overall correction based on these two Fibonacci levels, the 78.6 and the 88.7, where ideally the price turns around. It is not good if it drops below that. Cryptos do this apparently from time to time in bear markets. As long as they recover, that's also okay. But obviously this target area, I could now theoretically move it all the way to the downside here, because this is where it now needs to reverse to the upside. Yeah, but it would be a bit silly to do that. So let's just leave it at that, because this was the original target area. Came into it, we found a reaction to the upside. The market didn't use that bullish possibility, and now we are here even more bearish than even I thought. And here is now a key decision point. So a drop below that 1.5 cent level. Oh no, it's actually a little bit lower. 1 second. That support is actually at 1.3 cents. Yeah, 1.3 cents. A drop below that would probably take us to 1 cent, and then if we lose that 0.5 of a cent. If we look at the medium-term indicators, what do they actually say? Well, you can clearly see here on the 4-day that we have actually, for the very first time in the entire history of this chart, a bearish crossover on the ADX on the 4-day. That is not a problem. It's just worth pointing out that this is the first time in this entire history. It is oversold on the 4-day. Especially the higher market cap cryptos are still quite far away from being oversold on the 4-day. So this one is, which also indicates a very strong downtrend still, because it hasn't recovered from that. The MACD on the 4-day is starting to move up, but it's too weak yet. It's not a very strong signal yet. On the daily, we for some reason have a bullish crossover here on the MACD, but again, the RSI is still very low. This is just one indicator, and because the price is just moving up here a little bit and consolidating, I think that explains why we have here a bullish crossover. I wouldn't count this too significantly. Also here the weekly, I mean, it is far from recovering. Yeah, so here even nearly oversold on the weekly. Bear in mind, we were here in July 21 as well, so it's not a disaster. Yeah, I don't think we have a monthly, probably not. No, not really. Yeah, and so this is where we currently are with Alchemy Pay. Here the 4-hour is now already turning bearish as well on the MACD, and the RSI also in the bearish range. We see selling volume. So all of this points to me that we are going to see here a little bit further downside before we actually can complete the correction. And then we just have to hope that Alchemy Pay will recover with the other cryptos. Currently, I'm quite confident. I mean, they should all recover. Yeah, it's just not good if a crypto drops too low, but looking at what happened before, a lot of cryptos did drop below the 88.7% Fib level before. It is just more risky, and we need to watch them, and if they can actually recover then in the next bull run, as good as the other cryptocurrencies as well. But I wouldn't now panic sell anything. Yes, we are low, and I think there is some panic selling going on in the altcoins. Personally, I'm not doing that. I'm going to hold all my altcoins, and then in the next bull run, the ones that I think aren't gonna make it, I'm gonna exit. That is my strategy. Now it's too late to sell anyway. Some of the altcoins have dropped even lower than I thought, but they have. Yeah, learning for me as well, learning for everybody, because I've been called super bearish, for the last 6 months, that they've even dropped even lower. Wow. I mean, had I told you a price level like this, like 6 months ago for Alchemy Pay, this would have sounded even more crazy than my actual target area. So, that's just life. That's where we are. We all learn. Certainly for the next bear market, we know that a lot of cryptos do like the place below the 88.7% Fib level, but it's also a place where cryptos go to die, because this is the place where a lot of cryptos did die in the past. Yeah, and I strongly believe that in the next 10 years, 95% of the cryptos we have today will die. That is just reality, because you don't need 5,000 cryptos to do the same stuff. Yeah, when 5 of them or 10 of them do it really well. So this is just something we need to be aware of. But this doesn't mean they die tomorrow. This doesn't mean they die next year. it just means in 10 years, I think the market will look completely different, and in 5 years possibly as well. But will Alchemy Pay be there? I don't know. But these altcoins, obviously, they are also here for speculation purposes. Yeah? And we need to see if it will recover here as good as the other cryptos, and I think it will. Yeah, but we now need to see. We now need to wait probably for another dip. That is what I would expect before we can see significant upside. Okay, so hopefully you liked the update for Alchemy Pay. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.